Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite YouTube channel and podcast. Hashtag KTSC Sports Talk with your host, Justin P. This is episode 184 for the YouTube channel. And for the audio version, it's season 5, episode 14. You can check that out on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Podtail. Basically, anywhere you get your podcasts and music stuff from, just type in hashtag KTSC Sports Talk with Justin P. It'll pop right on up. Today got a very special guest. One of Grambling State's finest coaches. Offensive line guru. So everyone, let's give a warm welcome to the show, Coach Robert Valdez. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Thank you. Offensive line guru, man. Oh, that's pressure. That's pressure.
I gotta give you flowers, man. So, as you already know, we start every show off with some Q&A. So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, baby. Let's go.
So, all right. Question one: your favorite TV show or TV series that you like to binge watch?
Oh man, look, man. So it was during the pandemic. My favorite one, Money Heist.
That's good. That's pretty good. I ain't watched the whole thing, but I saw something. That's pretty good.
Got heavy into Money Heist and all that, so it was real heavy into Money Heist, and I'm telling my wife goodbye, uh, and then the latest one, man. Don't look at me different when I said, but I'm a P Valley fan, man.
It's actually a pretty good show. Like I said, I watched it, and it's because people gotta look at it. It's like watching a Players Club. It's like you got
Yeah.
a bunch of strippers. So if a man don't want to look at women stripping, there's nothing wrong with that. So
Well,
I get it. They can get it. The guy that plays Clifford, he's getting every Power even got. It's every show gonna have that in it in some
hey,
type of way. It's what it is. It's
well,
gotta.
it's the day and times, and I'll
Yeah,
tell
you just gotta live with it. So there's nothing wrong with that. I actually watch that from time to time. It's a pretty good show. So
you,
does anything else like I know like All American and nothing like that?
man, as a football, I can't, man. All American ain't the only thing real about All American is they using humans. You know what I'm saying? So
I get it. I talk to a lot of coaches and players. They say the football shows and all that. It's just not like because it's so
I watched it. I watched it. With like I said, I got with my youngest daughter. We watched it and all that. It was cool. It's entertainment and stuff like that. But there's a lot of embellishment. There's a lot of things, and I always try to tell people like, nah, it don't work out like that, man. You just and the locker room is not the Gold's Gym. Where anybody could just walk through and just be like, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah. Like Billy Baker used to stay walking through there like it wasn't.
That man, but no, I kind of like, man. I'm a sci-fi guy, man. I'm a sci-fi guy. I'm a Matrix guy. Watch all the Matrix. And we don't have a lot of time, to kind of get into series and TVs. That's why I like the Netflix stuff whenever I can catch up with them and all that and stuff like that. But anything that's got some action, some drama, some you know, I'm sci-fi. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a slick side conspiracy theorist. At times, I always like to question everything, and like to make sense of everything. But like I said, that'll be my cup of tea right there.
Okay, cool. All right. Question two. Give me your top 5 favorite movies of all time. This is your favorite, like the movies that you like.
Top five favorite movie. I can watch Scarface every day.
Okay, classic,
I can watch Scarface. Number two would be Shawshank Redemption.
classic.
You know, then number three for me would be Inglorious Bastards,
Okay,
because I mean there was some real good historical. The world don't really like tell the truth in some of these movies. You
that's
know, Glorious Bastards was one of the ones that really kind of came out and told the truth, and all that. And then I got to end off with, like I said, The Matrix. Would be number four, and then number five for me, anything with Marvel Comics, anything with anything with the Avengers, anything with Black, anything with along Batman, and those storylines. My favorite character, and it's a little wicked, a little dark, a little bit, but my favorite characters are villains, and so I like the Joker and I like Pennywise. You know,
yeah, the clown, yeah.
that tells you a little bit about I got a little something, got a little dark in me somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But so I'm a guy that Bane. Man, I love Bane. I don't think they gave Bane his justice in Batman Dark Knight Rises and all that.
Yeah, Bane and Thanos, they everybody favorite villains. And the Joker, everybody love the three.
Yeah, so so that's my cup of tea. If you got some sci-fi, some action and stuff like that, you got Coach Valdez, man. I'm gonna sit down and watch it. And my wife be like looking at me like I'm crazy and all that, but that's my thing.
Um, question question three. Give me your top five favorite music artists. It don't matter what category, rap, R&B, reggae, jazz, whatever.
Well, hey, like, once again, here you go, man. Michael Jackson, the best ever, the best, undisputed GOAT of all time. You know what I'm saying? I just that he transcended. Michael Jackson brought the whole world together. And he was good. He was good with that. Um, Tupac. I'm a Tupac baby. That's synonymous. See, my generation is Tupac, Michael Jordan. So to me, it's Tupac, and then Michael Jordan is the best basketball player ever. Um, I like to chill and unwind with Sade. You know,
Okay.
that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had a chance to meet her in person. I'd probably be kind of frozen or something.
Smooth operator.
Man, everything, man. She's smooth with it. Like Maze and Frankie Beverly. You know,
Okay.
and then any New Orleans rapper. I'm a New Orleans boy, so and then bring them down. Any New Orleans rapper, Juvie. My New Orleans guys. I got to give them love. And then recently, I became, Boosie. Boosie if you're from Louisiana, you gotta love Boosie, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he definitely him, Kevin Gates, all those guys, man. New Orleans guys, they taking over the game right now.
Yeah, it's a different.
Question four: what's your favorite snack or food, Coach?
Oh man, big boy, man. I can't be eating like I used to. That's the thing that kill me, man. Um, my favorite snack is chocolate chip cookies, man. And the worst thing that happened is right before the pandemic when Dixie came out with these big old. When Dixie's a grocery store down here, I don't know if you know about that. Big old chocolate cookie, man. That thing about this big, man. Big for $1, Cole. They were for $1. So, and they put it right there at the checkout line.
Uh-huh.
When you check out, you just gotta grab one of them big old cookies and be like and add it to the stuff. So man, and so I started hiding the cookies and all that. I started like really, not wanting my wife to see that I was like, get every time I would go to the store just to go get a cookie and all that, But that's for the snack. Food. I'm originally from the Dominican Republic, so man, I like taste. I like tropical. I like anything with I think that there's no difference between African American Dominicans. We like everything that's going to put us in the grave. You know what I'm saying? We like the red beans. We like the rice. We like the chicken, the pork chops, the steak, and all that. So I'm a Southern, Caribbean boy that, if you can put it with some onions and you can basically smother it, then I'm gonna eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, sounds good. All right. Question five. Name some activities that you like to participate in when you're not working.
Man, so um, really, I'm kind of like, I'm not good at fishing. I'm not. If I had to depend on fishing, then it's over. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to just dive in the water and with a like casting fish and all that. So that's out. Uh, Golfing is too expensive, and I hit the doggone ground so hard, look like I'm trying to plant seeds and all that, putting holes in all that. So I stick to video games when I get a chance, man. I stick to. I'm a Tomb Raider guy. What I'm saying, Laura Croft. I've kind of watched Laura Croft develop over the years and all that. Not so much Madden. I don't think you have to. The crazy thing with Madden, I'm not disrespecting. Yeah, I got one late. You know what I'm saying? And I be on that thing playing that Tomb Raider, man. Man, it's crazy. My wife ran me off the Madden, dog. My wife ran me off Madden. Cause my wife played too now.
Okay, that's good.
Went to tournaments and all that. I ain't got no finger dexterity. I like to use his hands to block people and all that. So you can't play that game unless you can wiggle with your fingers, man.
Coordination is very important.
Yeah, man. I mean, you sitting up there using picks and all that, man. I'm throwing the ball to the dude, and I'm thinking you open. All of a sudden, some dude come from nowhere, man. There ain't even no coverage. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the screen. You pick cover three. I know that I can hit you with a comeback. I hit you with a doggone square out or something like that. You jumping that, man.
As a coach, you know how to attack this stuff, but like video games got a whole nother mind, it's a whole nother element to it.
Running the doggone play that I know that's going to be open, based on what you pick. I can tell what you pick given the situation and all that. Like if football was like that, if I could see a window where you have four options, the situation and tendency report, I'll be 99% sure which one you're going to pick. But then when you come up with all that finger dexterity and all that super player and all that, she ran me off the stick, cause I ain't even play, man. Man, I'm saying. So I just started playing shooting games, man. You know, little call. I can't get, man. Call of Duty is so hard, man.
You got to put a lot of time into that.
I can't. I started.
Got to be like your secondary job.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of stopped. So yeah, that's kind of like I read. I kind of try to desensitize and read. Got the guys at Grambling reading a book right now called Chop Wood, Carry Water, and know, so just a little something about life and what are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want. So like I said, and basically, that's kind of I like to chill out a little bit and just kind of get away from things.
Hey man, those are great hobbies. All right, question 6. What's your dream vacation?
Every summer's my dream vacation, my friend. That's one thing that my wife and I, man, we and because of the job, because of how demanding the job is. So we about to get on the plane pretty soon and go to Cancun. But my dream vacation, man, I love Jamaica, man. We went to the same spot 4 years in a row to the same resort, and like the people thought I was part of management or something because they saw me so much. You know what I'm saying? But I love Jamaica. I've been to Mexico, Los Cabos on the western coast of Mexico. It was a very, very good place. So anywhere with sun, and look, here's the deal. I do adult all inclusive. I deal with kids all the time. I ain't trying to see no kids when I go and spend.
Yeah.
Anything tropical, man. I'm a tropical guy, so anything where I can get some sun and get all included, get the food, the beverages, get everything where I ain't got to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's right up my alley, man. So because most of the time, don't nobody know who I am. Nobody cares that I'm a football coach or anything like that. They just, I'm just a big bald guy, and they just kind of leave me alone a little bit and all that. But so yeah, that's one thing that my staff and everybody knows. Coach, when it comes to you know what I'm saying, um, when it comes to mid to late July, I'm going somewhere, man. I'm gonna figure out. I'm a penny pinch and go somewhere.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You gotta enjoy the fruits of your labor, man. It can't just be work, work, work. You
Yeah,
gotta have sure.
right.
It's everybody's favorite question at the end. If you could have dinner with 5 guests, dead or alive, famous or non-famous, who you bringing to the table with
Whew. You know what? This is no cliche. I was recruited at Grambling coming out of high school.
you? Mhm.
Took a trip to Grambling when I came out of high school, and I think that sometimes life goes full circle. And Coach Robinson was not there because he went with, I believe it was Nate Singleton or one of the guys. He had went to the Senior Bowl in Hawaii at that time. The Senior Bowl used to be in Hawaii. So he called and he was like, "Listen, I'm this one. I know you're on your recruiting trip and whatnot. Um, but I just want you to know that I make a promise to my players if they make it to the Senior Bowl, I go with them. But we really want you here at Grambling and all that. So number one, if I could have, would be Eddie Robinson. Just because of and I'm not trying to be cliches and all that. I read both of his books,
He's a legend. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
man, and it just was so inspiring the steps that he had to go through to get to where he was. You have to understand that nothing for this man was given. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was working at a feed store when he had to borrow a phone to make the call, to return a call about an opportunity at Grambling. You know,
Wow.
and the book, man, there's a couple of books on there, Robinson, I recommend must read for any coaches. or anybody that's just trying to understand that, in life is going to be, it's going to be a struggle, and you just have to persevere, have to believe, have faith in God, and just have to believe in your convictions and go. So um, Eddie Robinson would be one. Muhammad Ali, I would love to sit down with Muhammad Ali and just, man, like just tell him, man, I'm so grateful and thankful just because you gave us a chance to break away from status quo. You gave us a chance to not just be identified in a bubble, in a circle. We could have our own identity, our own personality without compromising our values and be a great athlete. So like I said, Muhammad Ali would be one. You know, if my wife wouldn't want me to, but Beyonce, if she's ready, you know what I'm saying? If this gets out to Beyonce and she sees it, you know, I mean, look, I ain't trying to put no pressure, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just a dinner. I ain't trying to get nothing out. you
You know,
know,
bring Jay-Z with us, so but, hey, you might get a 2-for-1.
he can come and we'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? I may not even order nothing. I might just sit there and just be like, damn, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Just be in the moment and just soak up
Right, right.
just
Just kind of be there and just be like, okay, man, that's amazing. Um, my grandfather, who's deceased, you know, um, just because of he was such a strong. My grandfather was in the military in the Dominican Republic, and he was a real stern person, and I didn't understand that growing up, so there was some resentment there, but now I understand, you know, why was it that he was, and what was his demeanor, his character. And then it took me time that, people generally, let's think about it, they're not going to respect you, you know so therefore you might well just hold your ground and, stick to your convictions and what you believe in and live by it, whether people like it or not. And that was his biggest thing. And I'm not here to be liked. And he would tell me that all the time. I'm not here to be liked. But you're gonna respect me. And so, and that kid, I'm like, man, that's harsh. But now I understand what he was preparing. What he was preparing me for, and the things that he was preparing me for. And then, just basically in general, I like to sit down with President Obama.
okay.
I like to sit down with President Obama and just chop it up with him on, you know, how did you handle, basically being in the room with snakes? I don't hide my words. What I'm saying? How'd
Uh,
you
Tell them the truth.
how'd you handle every day, knowing that you're walking into a place that most of the people there don't even have your best interest.
Don't want you there. Let's just be honest. They don't want you.
They don't want you there, you know what I'm saying? And you hold a straight face and you smiling and you persevering and, you maintaining your integrity and your family and all that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, those things like that, and just be like, man, just show appreciation. And, you know, um, and then the craziest thing about it, because we can't do that, if I could sit down and tell the little boy, Robert Valdez, that, man, you're going to be all right one day. You know what I'm saying? Like sit down with him and be like, You're gonna be all right one day." It's gonna be confusing. Things are gonna happen in your life that, you're not gonna understand. Just hold the rope. You're gonna be all right one day.
Hey man, all those are great, man. I just that's great. That's probably one of the best round tables I done got. Somebody, everybody just said just got an important meaning to you. So
Right. Right.
okay, coach. All right, like I say, from Dominican Republic, grew up in New Orleans. Just tell us how it was growing up. Like it's your childhood and all that good stuff like that.
Man, it was tough, man. I got expelled my first day of school. We got to the United States. I was 8 years old, and I think like within 2 days, my dad enrolled me in school, and we were living in the West Bank of New Orleans in Belle Chase and area. And so they dropped me off at school. I didn't know any English. I didn't know nothing. They just dropped me off at school, and so they had me with a young lady who was walking around, and she was translating, and she was an interpreter and all that. So at the end of the day, she was like, look, they say that you're a car rider, and if anybody got elementary school kids, car riders are that's like religion, coach. You know, so you stay where you at. So she said you got to stay right here. So man, I didn't know any English. I didn't know nothing. My first day of school, there's a lot of noise, people running around, a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, kids being kids. I got scared, man. I got scared. That's why I said I talked to the little boy and told him he's gonna be all right. So man, I closed my eyes and I clenched my fist. And so somebody put their hand on my shoulder, man. I just turned around and swung. And I hit a
Re-
teacher,
Reflex.
the reflexes, and I was scared. Man, I hit a teacher, busted out glasses and eyes and all that, man. They put me in alternative school for the rest of the semester. And you
Oh,
just God works. It was the best thing that happened because when I went to an alternative school, Lincoln High School was the high school in Jefferson Parish before desegregation. And
yeah.
so converted that school. And it's kind of sad how they take a lot of these historical landmarks for African Americans and don't preserve it. So they converted that to an alternative school. And that's where all the kids that got expelled were sent to. So there, I actually met up with this lady in ESL, English as Second Language program, and I was a motivated learner, and I learned English in 3 months through Sesame Street. You know what I'm saying? I got to give credit to Sesame Street. She would sit me down and watch Sesame Street every day for an hour, and then we were doing some, some vocabulary and stuff like that. So when I got, like I said, we lived in New Orleans, and being Dominican and all that, didn't know about football. Didn't know football was an option. I kind of always was. I was a little bit of a hothead growing up, and got in some trouble and whatnot. And then therefore, you know, find out about football because all the kids in the neighborhood were playing football. And so I couldn't make the team because back in the day they used to be by weight, so they had to be like 110 or 120. Man, I don't know last time I saw 120. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big dude, so I had to wait until I got to junior high, and then one of the coaches set me down and told me, he said, "Man, listen, you have a little you have a chip on your shoulder, man. You got some issues. You know what I'm saying?" He said, "But football." And this is what attracted me to football. Football is the only thing that you can do where you can legally beat somebody up and not go to jail.
I go to jail for it. Yeah, that and boxing.
So that spoke to me. And I was like, what? That was like, okay, I love this. So man, I loved everything about football, man. I loved the physicality. I loved the pain. I loved the hurt. So that spoke to me, man. That spoke to me, and so I couldn't hit a curveball. I was the only Dominican who couldn't hit a curveball, and my baseball skills sucked because I was totally engulfed in football. So every time they asked, they were like they thought I was lying when I would tell them I was Dominican and all that. Like you're not a good baseball player. No, I
Yeah,
could.
because all the historic guys are normally like Dominican and all that stuff like that.
I was like, no, but I can hit a man. You know what I'm saying? so so that's how I kind of basically just fell in love with the game, man. I fell in love with I fell in love with blocking. I fell in love with the physical aspect of football and being able to do that, and that became almost like therapeutic. So and then ever since, man, it's been one heck of a ride that I ain't got off yet.
Gotcha. So when exactly then you first started playing? High school, middle school, college? Like when did your football career actually? When did you actually officially become invested in the game of football?
It was like 1989.
That's when I was born.
Oh, no, man. I got some years on you. Like I graduated high school in 93. So no, it had to be 87, I think. So I started playing junior high football at Carr when Edna Carr, which is a powerhouse here in New Orleans, was just a junior high. So I started playing junior high football there, and man, we lost a game. Like we were crushing it. And then I went to Old Prayer Walker High School. Um, and then this is where the sarcasm comes in. I went to Southern University. You know what I'm saying? That's where I got my undergrad. But like I said, so yeah, that's how it just started happening, and I just started like had a real. I had to hide from my parents that I played football.
Mhm.
Mom and dad did not know I played football for about a year and a half.
Oh, wow, how you pull that off?
Oh, because I would tell them that I had after school detention every day because they knew I was getting in trouble all the time.
told me a similar situation like that. Like he was acting like after school programs and stuff. This is
So we had buses. There was transportation to bring you home. So they would give us these tickets to catch the public buses and all that. So, and in the seventh grade, my parents didn't understand football. They didn't understand, American football, baseball is our thing. So I just would tell my mom I was staying after school because I was doing extra work or whatever, until like I had to tell them. I think I got like little bumps and bruises and all that. Like I had to tell them, and then I had to beg them to please let me stay playing. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be safe, and don't worry about it and all that. And my parents were working parents. We were turnkey kids. And my dad worked in the chemical plant. My mom was working in the hotel industry and all that. And so, but after my eighth grade year, they knew, and it just I begged them to let me play, and they were cool with it.
gotcha. So okay. Did you play in college? You played in college, right?
Yeah. Southern, I played center at Southern University, and we were 1993 and 1995 Black College National Champions, and we had a pretty good run. I played for Coach P. Richardson, who's a legend down there at Southern and all that. And then, my latter years, I had them surgeries, man. I had, it looked like ant bites in my knees. Yeah. Oh man, dude, they got so bad. I think I had like three or four scopes, arthroscopic surgeries on my left knee. And it got so bad that by the time I think my last one, when they put you under the anesthesia
Yeah.
and come backwards from 100. Like the first couple of times by 96, you would be out and all that. Man, the last one I got to like 61. They looking at me like, what's wrong with this dude? They had to give me another shot. You know what I'm saying? Because the anesthesia didn't work. I got to, started getting immune to it and all that. But no, yeah, I had a couple of injuries and all that. And I tell them I was the slowest, most unathletic lineman that ever probably played. I started at Southern University, but I knew how to block people and I knew how to get under people's skin. Like I said, Dennis Rodman would be another one I had to put on my list because I was like Dennis Rodman, man. He was, you want to fight me at the end of the game, man. I was that type of dude, and you were looking for me to fight because I get you so mad and all that. I'd take you completely out your game and all that. But so yeah, so it was tough for back then for HBCU linemen to get realistic looks at the NFL, to get realistic looks at the next level, So it was a little tough. So I just figured out, man, let me get my degree, and then let's see what's up after that.
Okay. So when did you knew you wanted to get to coaching?
So when I finished playing, Coach Gerald Kimball at Southern, who covered Southern football, asked me if I want to volunteer at Southern University Lab School. At the lab school, I wasn't finished yet. I hadn't graduated yet, so I went out there, and then I wasn't getting paid. I was just basically volunteer, and I was like, man, and I was like, y'all get paid to do this? Like for real? Like, man, this is what's up, So I just fell in love with coaching at that moment. I was coaching offensive line there, and graduated. And my wife and I were dating. We had a daughter, and then we moved back to New Orleans, and then I worked at Oak Prairie Walker High School. My first check for a month. My first check for a month, and some people that work in the school system gonna be like, "Damn, he said that." My first one was $88. And I'm like, man, there's something ain't right. So, but they had me, they keyed me in. They didn't key me in the right way. I was keyed in as a part-time custodian.
Okay.
So my first, my first job, that was keyed in as a part-time custodian. So when I got the check for $88, I went and they're like, oh, wait, we made a mistake. You're not a part-time custodian. I'm like, no, I teach reading. You know what I'm saying? And I coach. So yeah, it was a good situation. I learned a lot. And then after that, man, just started, just moving around and just, kind of following God's plan and whatever he had for me.
Okay. So what made you just want to coach? I know you played offensive line. So what made you just realize, you know what, this is why I need to coach, man. Like the offensive line, like it's what you love about that position, or that position grouping.
Well, I think that basically, I mean, it's funny. It's like the three little pigs, my friend. Three little pigs, baby. You can build a house of straw, ain't gonna last long. Build a house of wood, ain't gonna last long. You better put some bricks in the foundation. And so the thing for me would is offensive line is the foundation. That's your foundation, your program. You can sit there and there's great athletes, there's great quarterbacks, receivers, and all that. They're good. They get all the glory. And I tell my linemen, you're never gonna read Grambling's offensive line leads the Tigers to victory. It's gonna be the quarterback, it's gonna be the running back, the receiver. But we don't play 7-on-7, my friend. You know what I'm saying? We got to have them big boys up front, and that's your national guard. And so, therefore, that's the foundation. So for me, and my coaching philosophy, even when I became a head coach, was that you can't build a solid house on shaky ground. So offensive linemen are very important, and you have to be able to train them and to relate to them on a level that they understand that you care about them, that you understand what they're going through, and you have to teach them and whatnot. Because there's a lot of teaching things, there's a lot of angles, there's a lot. I mean, you got to take these big old bodies. They got to move backwards. They got to move backwards to block somebody running forward. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Half the people can't walk forward straight. We got to do everything going backwards and stop your leverage. We got to be able to push you and move you against your will. So it's so much of an art form. It's so much of a lot that's going on that people follow the ball. When you're watching football, it's natural to follow the ball, but seldom do you pay attention to how schematics, techniques, and fundamentals are working to get that ball to move.
Yeah.
And so I just developed a passion from my experience and the things that I learned as a player, the things that I've learned as a coach, and just understand that, man, those guys are special, man. Those guys are, And then on the flip side, okay, so I think differently than most people. Like I think I'm diagnosed self ADD or something like that. I haven't been to a doctor to tell me to officially diagnose me. But let's think about it, the life of an offensive lineman. We're the last ones to get picked when it comes to basketball. Nobody picks us first. When they look around and they got all these other little kids and all that, they're gonna pick us last. So we can't. Everybody wants to play defense. Everybody wants to play linebackers or defensive line. You know, they don't even pick us for that. Okay, so we go to school. We can't really get the good looking clothes and all that. We can't dress like the good looking dudes because we gotta go shop at the big and tall, and it's grandpa selection over there. It's not really good clothing selection. So the biggest thing I laugh when I see them big boys wearing skinny jeans, I'm like, dog, that ain't for us, man. Stop
Yeah,
playing.
that is not a pretty sight. I don't want to judge that. That's not a pretty sight at all.
It's at all. So we got to stop with that. But so with the pretty girls don't really look at us. My phone's ringing. They're not trying to see us. The pretty girls ain't trying to see us. So lunch usually ain't really that good. I'm talking about as it gets to practice. Then they got to get to me at practice, and I don't want to be a jerk. I got to be tough on them, but I got to understand, man, these dudes been through a lot just in a day.
Yeah.
So I got to make them. I got to build a paradise for them. I got to build a world for them. I got to build a legion of doom for them, whereas they understand that I'm somebody, and then that confidence kicks in. So when they know that I'm somebody, coupled with technique, coupled with fundamentals, coupled with scheme, coupled with all that, then you see these big boys out there having fun and dominating. So it's psychologically being able to allow big boys to understand that they are the most important part of the game.
Yeah, and one thing about the O-line, like you said, you're not gonna get the credit, but let them give up 7 sacks.
They
Man,
own you. They own you rough.
go through the mud.
You give up one sack, man. So, and I tell them that all the time. It is the most. It is almost there to a garbage man in terms of the least gratifying positions in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? You tell somebody your son is a garbage man, they're gonna look at you like, damn, bro, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Because when you mess up, man, the whole world knows. You know, when you go downfield, you block 3 people and you spring that play for a 60-yard touchdown, they just gonna be like, man, look how athletic that running back look. Man, this big boy done went up there, knocked out 3 people, almost sacrificed half his life. You know what I'm saying? So it is. So we build that world around our kids. And then we tell them that game day is payday. Game day is payday. You know, so all that work that we've done, your practice has to be structured to be physically intense. And then when you get to the game, man, somebody else got to pay. They got to pay the piper, man. You know, and like I said, you know, and then that would make us happy. And eating, you know, so
Hey, look, and it's funny because think about it. When you put something on their back, what is that called? Pancake.
hey baby, let's eat. Man, I'm telling them we go eat. We gotta eat, man. You'll see me like, man, we gotta eat, man. Let's go. And that's what gratifies us. You know, we take somebody, we could dump them. You know, we double team somebody, and the guy shakes his head and all that. Nobody notices that. You know, like your mama notices because they see everything. Your mama gonna see everything. She ain't worried about the game. She looking at you. But if there's 90,000 people in the stadium, 89,955 ain't gonna notice your work.
And you know the crazy thing about it, though, when we talk about offensive line,
Mhm.
and guess who's one of the highest paid positions? Offensive line. You got your quarterback, your O line, and your edge rushers, and
Yes,
some DBs. The O line is top five. They get the running backs get pretty much they come and go.
yeah.
Linemen, they they rare to find.
And I,
Ask the Cincinnati Bengals.
ooh, listen, coach, tell me about it, coach. If Joe Burrow would have had an extra second, they'd been the world champs.
Oh, no doubt. As much as I hate to say it, because I'm a Raven fan, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
One extra second, man. My man fell down on a hitch and go. You know, how you bite on that at the end of the game when they got to do a Hail Mary? But that's another story.
And like I said, online, you got to block freaking natures like Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack, Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt. You got to block those freak of nature specimens who are not supposed to be as athletic as they are.
No, and then, like I said, you got to back up to block them. And they go full speed upfield. So, yeah, it's a
Especially now because you're throwing the ball more. See, back in the day when you can just go, that's why they say offensive linemen love to run block. I play O-line. It's because you get to unload.
yes.
You get
Coach,
to unload, you get to be the imposer and the bully when you run blocking.
Coach, if I had one play, if they told me you got one more play left in you, coach, better be a run play, coach.
All day long.
Better be a run play, and I better be going head up on the dude because I mean, you know,
Up and kick stepping can now he getting an advantage in a way.
coach, these dudes too fast nowadays, man.
You got D linemen running 4.3s and 4.4s. You tell me, you
I,
ain't no.
I was coach at St. James. When I was head coach at St. James, we got a kid that's at LSU right now, Savion Jones, was running 4.45. He's 6'5", 245. So yeah, that's a freak of nature, coach. That is a freak of nature. And he's 6'5", 245, running 4.4, 4.5. And I gotta block him? Coach, that would coach. So therefore that's his stats were crazy. That's why he's at LSU in Power Five, because it's a freak of nature, you know what I'm saying?
D linemen not them 350 fat guys no more, just clogging. They athletic as hell. Like Aaron Donald got like 3% body fat.
Man, Aaron Donald is, you know what Aaron Donald is an old school Nebraska fullback.
Yeah.
That's what the Macavickas and the boys, if anybody knew their research, that's what the fullback position used to look like. Them dudes are playing D line now.
Yeah.
You know, they're playing D line. They're playing defensive line now. You know, like I said, Von Miller, people forget. That's why Lawrence Taylor was so good, because Lawrence Taylor was ahead of his time. Lawrence Taylor could have played at any era.
No doubt about it.
This is good. But
Especially now if they throw the ball more, he'll probably average 20 sacks.
when you look at his body, he looked like a power forward. You know, and so that's the game is faster. So we got to get these big boys to be able to match their speed. That's the name of the game moving forward. You have to be able to match their speed.
And the offensive lineman more slim now. Look at Tyron Smith and the Cowboys. He's slim.
Yeah.
Nelson, like he ain't fat. Like now the offensive lineman being lean now. So it's kind of even the playing field.
Well, I hate to say it like this, but the band directors are happy. You know what I'm saying? Because they're getting them big old heavy dudes to come back and play the tubas and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays You got to have some lean, man. They got to be able to be lean. They got to be able to run. They got to be able to get some things done and all that. And it's just that's the game is never going to slow down. It's only going to get faster.
Yeah, you basically can't say just because you're 400 pounds, you can come out here and play O-line. Don't work like that no more.
You can't move. So, and then somebody gonna be looking at you like, oh, you got all them big old boys. Got to be able to move nowadays. So we have to do a good job of evaluating and assessing speed now with the big boys. And can they bend? Can they change direction and stuff like that? So we almost evaluate.
You gotta be smart to play offensive line too. You gotta pick up blitzes. You gotta call up ducks. You gotta call up different fronts. You gotta know crossfire blitzes coming. You know what I mean? All that.
And these defensive coaches right now illegal, man. They blitzing their mamas if they put them on the field, man. They said
I'm a defensive coach and an offensive line coach, so I understand both aspects. You can disguise stuff, drop this person. You thinking this person rushing, they not. So that messes with an offensive lineman's mind. Like, oh, you coming? Somebody loop around. It's just you gotta have communication and you gotta be able to think.
Coach, if you can find a way to mess with their eyes, if they're not trained on their eye discipline, coach, it's problems, man. It's a problem because it's smoky mirrors, man, and flying daggers. Is one of my I should have added that one, House of Flying Daggers, because y'all be coming from all over the place and all that, and them little dudes be sending up headaches. So I got to get ready for it because the swag is so hot right now, man, and it's so athletic and we've been here. I tell people all the time, the swag been lit, but we're getting a little bit more exposure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, you got Coach Hugh there, Baskin Grant, you got Dion and
right,
Eddie George, so now they getting profile back. They get these profile coaches back. It's bringing back the popularity, I should say, back to the swag. Like I said, the swag always been in. Like I said, Eddie Robinson won so many championships, and then, so
speed of the game and the athleticism and the coaching and all that. So man, every week, man, you gotta pack your lunch.
Mm-hmm. So what do you look for in the offensive lineman when you're recruiting the O-line? Like what boxes do they got to check off?
First of all, the first thing I need to see is if you're nasty. You know what I'm saying? I just need to see that immediately. I need to see that with the first 3 or 4 plays. If you just one of them nasty dudes that just like to just basically get after somebody. Then of course, for our level, we have to have size and weight. You got to be able to have a certain size that we're looking for. We look for long tackles because we stretch the field vertically with the pass game. So we need some long tackles that can play long and create separation and be able to get quarterbacks, some time. And then we look for athletic, compact guards and centers because those guys got it. They're the grinders. They're the ones that are grinders. So if you have a big guy that can bend well, that's explosive, all right, that you look at them on film and then you identify if they have a variety of movements, when they pulling, are they transitioning force and power, into their pull, are they running compact, are they standing straight up, are they really bending the block or they just pushing like Frankenstein? You got to watch all these. Man, I tell my guys, man, if your helmet beat up, man, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Because all you trying to do is be a headbanger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you're not bending at that point. You're just trying to, basically give somebody a knockout. You got to be careful with concussions. So the first thing is if they're nasty, then how well do they move? How well do they bend? How well do they transition? And if they're playing with hands in high school, then you really got something there. After all that, if they're understanding how hand leverage, pad leverage, and all that, then man, those are keepers. So we look for that, and then like I said, the size, because of a lot of people going with these big defensive tackles, you got to be able to have girth. You got to have some girth in the interior to be able to move those guys. And
they don't want nobody getting second level, so they put the big old space eaters, like they call them. So
what y'all do, man? Y'all trying to free up them linebackers. Y'all don't want them linebackers' uniform to get dirty at all.
Because half of them don't want to fight off no blocks. So yeah.
If you want to make a linebacker mad, just block him. He gonna go to that defense. He gonna go to that defense tackle.
I watched Ray Hall of Fame. He said, man, he used to hate like Will Shields and all those guys like them. He said respect them. He said, hey, these just always to come meet me in the second level, man.
Yeah, so if you're getting up to that second level, man, them linebackers ain't trying to see all that, man. Because they're so busy trying to read and do their stuff, and man, all of a sudden one of them dudes come choke them up and all that.
Then they gotta try to make the tackle, but then the running back 7 yards upfield, so it get frustrating.
After that, after a couple of times, if you're offensive lineman, you done got it to him a couple of times, you see him complaining, you got him. Because now he's worried about you instead of his keys. He's going to be one step slower.
Yeah, like you. So just who are your favorite linemen to watch right now in the NFL, or just who's probably retired now? Just give me some guys that you just like. No, I love this game. Oh, I'm gonna add them back.
Like I said, I'm cool, man. So, and almost like, man, I've been wanting to ask, man, Damani Dawson, did you come down to the DR, man? Because we kind of look alike a little bit. Damani Dawson played for the Steelers, man, played center for the Steelers. And he was, man, this dude was a technician, So I like a lot of the old school guys. One guy that's really never really got a lot of credit, Greg Stepnowski was a center for the Cowboys.
In the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, Larry Allen and all those guys, but man, he was playing center, and he had them Nate Newton and all them big dudes and all that. But man, this guy was a little guy. A lot of people. He probably was 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? Out there getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Out there getting in. Then you start talking about the Willie Roach, Orlando Pace, and all that. But now that's telling my age. You know what I'm saying? That's telling my age. But right now, the what's his name with the 49ers got 99 on Madden.
Big Trent Razorback, Trent Williams, yeah.
Oh, he got on his mind, Cole.
He a left tackle, but got the swag of a running back.
Cole, he come out the locker room with the speakers, Cole, and to do that, you got to be able to back that up. You got to be able to back that up. You got to be able to back that up. You know what I'm saying? So he's killing it. My man Smith with the Cowboys right now. He doesn't even look like, man, that dude put his arm so big, he put a knee brace on his elbow.
Yeah, yeah.
Who does that, man? And then Nelson with the Nelson is a problem. Nelson is a problem.
He a throwback. He could have played in the 70s, the 60s.
Man, Nelson is doing stuff that you ain't supposed to do. Man, Nelson is getting so low, and he firing off so hard. He's taking away the hands out of the game.
See that play? I think it was like 2019 season, or I forgot. Like it was like within the last 2 years. They showed that Brian Ballsworth. Baldy. He showed the clip. Melvin Ingram spit.
Yes.
That was the worst thing he could have ever did in his life.
That was against the Chargers.
Yeah.
He took his hold.
Why would you do that? That played to the line, so I would never spin inside to a guard. Are you asking for it?
Oh, I thought they were gonna call a stretcher for him. I mean, I've
seen them dreads just jerk back.
Teron Armstead that just left the Saints.
Oh, with the Dolphins, he just got broke off. I said, offensive lineman. I tell my kids, I coach youth football in high school. I say, y'all, offensive lineman. That's why all the money getting paid outside of quarterback. Running backs don't make no money like that.
He's so smart, you know what I'm saying? And then, my guy, Whitworth, man, Whitworth spent 20 years in the league, man. You don't put years in the league unless you're a genius. But when you watch him play, I know his offensive line coach leave him alone. I know his O-line coach got to leave him alone. He does unconventional stuff, because he knows the game. He knows angles, and he knows how to put his body in position to cut you off. So he knows everything that's going on in that play. And
that's like having an extra offensive line coach.
Like I'm saying, so therefore he was able to keep his body fresh and keep his body, he's probably got some knick-knack injuries and all that, but to play that long, at that level against them dudes. So yeah, he definitely is somebody that really can teach you on leverage, on understanding, assignments and all that. So, and then, like I said, there were some good guys and all that.
I used to like Jeff Saturday. He was a beast.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes indeed. But cool. That's the throwback guys. That's the throwback. The throwback guys were doing some stuff that that you just be like, man, how that work? How I can, you know what I'm saying, how you get in a stance like that? What's my man that used to play, was it McDaniels? Played for the Vikings back in the day.
Oh, we talking about Randall McDaniel.
No, not he was random. McDaniel played D line.
Oh no, I know you talking. I think I know you talking. Yeah, you're right. I think. Who you talking about?
It looked like his leg used to be broke.
I think
He would he would get in a stance, man. He would get in a stance, and his knee almost would be on the ground. You know, he played left tackle. I forgot his name. I gotta find it, man. But his stance was so locked in that when he came out of it, he immediately just basically like a doggone little things that you wind up, he just pop up and hit you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was good. So it's a lot of guys that that played, and I think that the younger players need to um, really start identifying and learning from these guys.
yeah, like you said, because like I said, they're the heart and soul of the team. Like I said, they are getting broke off. Like Orlando Brown Jr.
Yeah.
He asked for 25 million. The Chiefs gonna give it to him because they seen what happened in that Super Bowl when the offensive line was hurt. Mahomes was running for his life.
Gotta pay him, man. You gotta pay these big boys if you want to protect your investment. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a good investment, you got a good guy back there, you need to keep him on the field. You know, so and nowadays, like I said, man, you gotta block those freakish guys. What's my man name? Garrett that played with the Browns.
Yeah,
Come on, man. Yeah, it's illegal. Like, man, this dude sitting up there playing basketball like he's a point guard, but he plays.
six pack, all that kind of jumping, like doing got like a 40 something broad jump. Like Jesus.
You got to block him for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know, that ain't fair. So we pay us, please pay us, because them linemen need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like the tight ends, they part-time linemen, so they understand. But then when they get real, they like coaches to run me up for passes. Like Shannon Sharp said on the show, they said, man, he said I got respect for offensive linemen when I had to sit there and block Trevor Price all practice. Man, he said, man, that was brutal.
And they don't make them like Shannon Sharp no more, like Gronkowski no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't make them guys like Mark Bavaro no more. You know, so these guys today are big receivers.
Basically,
Yeah, they're big.
only one that's like can play in that not 80 is George Kittle.
Yeah, well, yeah, because even Travis Kelce is a big receiver too. You're right, because George Kittle.
I seen Kittle and put some DNs flat on their back, like washed them out in the run game.
Ask Von Miller, man. He gets excited to play Von Miller. he done took Von Miller's soul a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? And then he plays throwback. He plays throwback, and he still is effective in the pass game.
And that helps the offensive lineman, and it helps you like your group because now you got somebody else that can hold their own on it. And, whereas though you can focus strictly on on your assignment.
Right.
Worry about because a lot of people look at a tight end. I'm gonna wear him out, so I ain't good. You know what I mean? So now if he can hold his own even for a second, that allows the offensive line to sink and lock on what's in front of him.
It does, because I mean, if he can hold his own for a little bit, then we can pretty much check the box, and then jump back out to help him. You know what I'm saying? And if the linemen trust you, then they'll maintain their inside integrity a little bit longer. And then,
And quarterbacks, I tell quarterbacks, the offensive line is supposed to be your best friend. Forget the running backs and all that. The lineman supposed to hang with your lineman. You're supposed to do that. Your lineman supposed to basically be like your bodyguards.
Better talk to them suckers more than you talk to your girlfriend.
Absolutely. They gonna make sure you come home in one piece. They supposed to be like your bodyguards. You supposed to be like treat them nice, y'all want some food, you supposed to treat them like Eddie George. They used to buy his linemen Rolexes, all that stuff, man. Marshall Falk, same thing.
Well, I mean, just in this level, man, just talk to us. Just talk to us. Just ask us how we doing and all that. The little things, you know what I'm saying? We ain't in the league yet. Now, when we get the league, you better take them out to dinner and buy some nice stuff. You better, give them big boys some big boy swag. Buy them a nice suit, because we don't shop for suits at all. We're Neanderthal.
Lamar, he did that when he won MVP. Bought the whole line, Rolexes, all that stuff, remote cars. He treated them real good.
Take care of the hands that take care of you. And they'll be all right.
Yeah. So what made Grambling like the right fit for you, Coach? Like, like this is where I belong at. I know you grew up in New Orleans, and like you said, Eddie Robinson was close to you, but what really realized like, man, this is where I need to be.
I think sometimes things happen, and God orders your steps. And so my situation was something that um, Grambling wasn't necessarily looking for Coach Valdez, and Coach Valdez wasn't necessarily looking for Grambling. Um, so when Coach Jackson got here in the beginning, Grambling did a very good job of trying to put high school coaches in front of Coach Jackson, and so he can meet coaches in the state. So I was asked if I would want to do a clinic, and so I went and did a clinic presentation, and what did I present on? Offensive line, which is what I do. So after that, Coach Jackson was very impressed with my presentation. I didn't think that it was real, what I'm saying? I was like, man, what, that's what I've always done. I mean, if you ever watched me as a head coach, you wouldn't know I was a head coach because I spent my whole time with the linemen. Like, you swear to God somebody else is the head coach because you just call me when it's time to go team, you know, but so, and being able to understand that, man, a gentleman with such a established background as Hugh Jackson was interested in what I had to present, so that to me was like, just like unbelievable. Like, okay, wow, this is awesome. And so we talked more, and just to he wanted to make sure that there was the substance and everything was good to be able to bring into the unit, and we talked about protections. We talked about blocking scheme. We talked about how do you see this, how do you see that, how do you see that, and then it just developed into, hey man, let's let's do this. Over here.
Yeah, yeah, right there. Yeah, yeah. It does this from time to time. So
It's all good. So, talked it over with my wife. She gave me her blessing, and I just felt that, and I'm so grateful because, man, my learning curve, like, so I'm 48 years old, and the opportunity to still challenge myself to learn, and so the biggest thing for me is that I've been a chief, I've been head coach and been successful and whatnot. This gives me an opportunity to be an asset. And I am, I tell myself every day, I am the assistant coach that I always wanted to be as a head coach. I want to make sure that my head coach understands that he don't have to worry about me and our room and what we're doing. Like I said, I'm excited, and so then the growth in being able to get with a gentleman that has so much. Like, I don't understand. Like, how they come with Google phones. You got 16 gigabytes and 32. You got like 500,000. In terms of his mind with football, how he sees football, how he attacks defenses, and how things that we do and all that. So that's so intriguing and interesting to me to be able to learn, from somebody, and then to come in and basically coach the position that I love. So it was just so many positive things that it became a no-brainer. Sometimes I get at my age, a lot of high school coaches will be, man, just getting themselves ready for retirement and trying to solidify. I had a great job, and a lot of people looked at me like, damn, man, why would you leave? You like got one of the top jobs in the state of Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? And but they didn't understand my passion, you know what I'm saying? So my passion and my professional growth, and the fact that I've always been one to challenge myself, just led me to this to this decision.
got you. So like going forward, like this, what you plan on doing, like long term being here. Like, what if the NFL team give you a call, man? So would you like, hey, man, like you don't get these type of opportunities, or you just gonna play it by ear?
I ain't ready for that yet right now. So I mean, so well, and that's crazy because I've had people ask me, and to be honest with you, and this is no BS and nothing like that. I just think that like what you're doing with your thing, and I watch your intro and how you intro and all that. You gotta be you gotta be grounded where your feet at. You can't really you can't put too many things in your mind because that's gonna take you away from the main thing. The main thing for me is to be able to cultivate these offensive linemen at Grambling State University to help us win games and championships. And so that's the main thing. It's not for me. It's for these young men. It's for Grambling. So my thing is that you just really, man, my personal belief. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you and tell you that I would be excited and that'd be something that'd be great. But I can't put myself in that level about what's next because I'm gonna mess around and miss something that was going on. So I'm totally engulfed in what we're doing and what we're developing and how we're developing. If that was to happen, then we'll deal with that at that moment. But right now, I gotta find 5 dudes to line up when we play Arkansas State. I gotta find 5 dudes that know all of our protections, that know all our run scheme, that understand every possible scenario, defense based on down and distance, based on tendency report, based on quarters, based on whatever. I gotta find 5 to start, and I need that done. And if I can find 5 more, that's a luxury because you're only supposed to go in with about 8. But if you can get in there with 10, then you really have a luxury to play bodies and all that. So yeah, so I mean, not really. I've never been a guy that really kind of like worried about the what's next and all that. It's just been a situation. I'm enjoying a hell of a ride. I tell people I just coach football now. I don't have to worry about anything else like that. I get to go in my office. I got a window. I can look out the window. I'm excited, and I coach football. I got a great group of young men. We're very young, but we're very athletic as well. So got to mold them and cultivate them and get ready.
Oh man, Coach, man, this was fun, man. Anything you want to say to the viewers before I let you get out of here?
Hey man, listen, just I'm appreciative and just I'm a product of just hardworking parents, you know, and I think that in this world, kids and a lot of people are looking for instant gratification. They're looking for instant results. We live in a reset society where we think we could just reset and start over. Um, so you're gonna have to understand that you're gonna have to go through some things to be able to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And then you got to stay the course. You got to have faith. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to stay true to your values. And so, therefore, that's just some of the things that has helped me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity, to talk and chop it up and all that. And if there's ever anybody that can benefit from some of the words that I've said and some of the things, then that's great. Like I said, we have to understand that it's our job to kind of leave a legacy for others to follow and to be able to help the next man and the next man and the next man. And in this business, because it is a business, just looking to procure young guys because at some point, Coach Valdez is going to be sitting up there retired watching people from the stands and just laughing because the empty can makes the most noise. So I ain't trying to be no empty can. I just want to sit up there and remember why this is not working and all that. But no, it's cool, man. I live the dream, man. I'm blessed, and I just think that I'm living a dream, and that's why my personality just exudes the way that God has blessed me.
Oh, thank you, Coach, man. I had a blast, man. I'm sure I could tell you did too, man. Y'all definitely check out Grambling this year, man. They got some good things going on. They got some good, put together good staff. Like before I got on, I asked Coach Valdez help me get his offense and defensive coordinator on. So y'all be on the lookout for that as well.
I'm gonna get with Coach Thornton and see if I can get him out here, man. You know what I'm saying, and all that. But no, man, come through, man. We got, like I said, there's a lot of buzz, there's a lot of excitement. Um, you know, just got to put the pieces together. But when we do, gas the car, baby. Put some gas in the car. We're going for a ride. You know what I'm saying?
My this my this how I want the SWAC championship to go. I wanted to be Grambling versus Jackson State.
Yeah.
Like two of my favorite guys going head to head, Hugh and Dion, and two of my favorite coaches
Hey,
there.
that's Jackson State. I thought it was Deion Sanders University. I ain't shining down for nobody. You know what I'm saying? They gonna come at us with full throttle. It is what it is. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? So why not? But we ain't worried about them right now. We all on Arkansas State. Then we got somebody else week 2, somebody else. and all that. But we'll catch up with Deion Sanders State University when we get to them at some point.
Yeah, thanks again, Coach, man. This is
All right,
fun. Y'all can check this out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff like that. And I always say, y'all be great on the way to the figure eight, and always, and I mean always, remember the hashtag KTSE. Keep that same energy from your host, Justin P., and my special guest, Coach Robert Valdez of Grambling State. Love you guys. I see you Friday when I got Bluefield State defensive coordinator on, Carl Robinson. Thanks again, Coach, man.